Wow. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have and right grievousness which they have prescribed." Verse 2, "To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless." I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakadosh Katham. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, which appear like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say Shalom. The brother Yahweh South out of the GMS Freedom Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Basically, I had saved this, article, I guess yesterday. It says August 11th, but I tend to save articles and may not bring them out at that instant. But basically, it's going into the infrastructure package. So I know, like I said, of course they passed a whole bunch of stimulus bills, and then I know for the year or for a certain amount of time they have to pass spending bills, and I know it's something about an infrastructure bill. Now the infrastructure bill was something that I think Biden was going to do to actually create more jobs and whatnot. But it's a catch-22 inside this infrastructure bill. And if you wasn't aware, with all these unrighteous decrees going on, as far as New York is the state that literally saying you have to have at least one vaccine to be able to participate in indoor like activities, as far as dining, as far as working out. Some brothers may mention that certain jobs, which makes sense. A lot of if those establishments is making it where the customers got to actually prove that they got at least one vaccine, how much more so the employees. You had, that's a hot topic right now, because they were saying how you had all these frontline workers that actually are basically, they don't want to take the Vanessa, but then at the same time, they're put in a position where they might have to lose their job. And they're trying to say, well, okay, I was frontline worker during the whole pandemic, and I didn't have to take it, and there was no issue, and but now after the fact, now I'm being forced to take it. So again, if you have a spiritual discernment, your spinal sense could be tingling. Most people, I mean, but a lot of people, hey, what I mean, a lot of people, it's in scripture about how a lot of people are blinded. It talks about, so I'm gonna just start off this article. It says infrastructure package includes vehicle mileage tax program, because, like I said, uh, they I think in California they're showing that literally the teachers, they're gonna be the first state where the teachers got to actually be vaccinated, and then they're trying to pass a legislation for you to be able to actually travel. You have to be fully vaccinated. So along with all them unrighteous decrees, you got this new one. So this is out of Forbes. It says infrastructure package includes vehicle mileage tax program. It says the new $1 trillion infrastructure package will include a vehicle mileage tax program. Here's what you need to know. Infrastructure package. The U.S. Senate package, Slovakia. The U.S. Senate passed President Joe Biden's infrastructure bill with a bipartisan support from 19 Republicans, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Buried in the 2,700-page infrastructure package is a pilot program for a vehicle mileage tax. Here's how it works and what it could mean for your wallet. What is a vehicle mileage tax? A vehicle mileage tax, or vehicle miles travel fee, would charge motorists a fee based on how many miles they drive. So it's going to be a yearly tax. It's going to be a tax. You're going to continuously be taxed. You know what I mean? Yeah. It says, simply put, simply put, if you drive a vehicle, you would pay money to the government for every mile you drive. The time period can vary, but it's typically a vehicle miles travel fee is measured in 1 year period. In a 1 year period, a vehicle mileage tax Salakia, a vehicle mileage travel fee can be used to raise revenue for transportation and infrastructure projects, or to keep this dying ass country afloat, to keep it going. Either or to Salaki, let me take that back. Or to attempt to try to keep it going. It's like I said, at the end of the day, everything is written. Everything, this place is dead already. I was listening to a couple brothers speak on that. It was like, like brothers that's in New York or in Connecticut that's close to New York that travel back and forth to New York on a daily. Like they say, New York had a certain kind of spirit because the people there give it a spirit. A lot of people left New York. You know what I mean? And like brothers say it all the time. They're like the spirit of New York is not like the elder Bishop Ayatham. He was saying he was like New York is not the same. And if New York is the empire state, meaning it's the state of this union, and that's dead, then what do you think the rest of this place is? It says National Pilot Program. This includes 10 million each year from 2022 to 2026 for a national vehicle miles travel fee pilot program. So a pilot is the beginning stages of, so they starting something. But like I said, in their desperate hope to keep this shit going, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they taxing you, come up with all kind of different sorts of taxes. Because like I said, at the end of the day, people don't realize these 3 different stimulus bills really fucked up the debt ceiling. You know what I mean? Like shit. I mean, that's why everything is in a bubble. You know what I mean? Like this is the goofiest time right now to go try and buy a real car off the lot. This is because it's just it really is. You know what I mean? Like it's the goofiest time to try and go buy a house. You know what I mean? Like it says state and local pilot program. This includes 75 million provided from the federal government to regional, state, and local transportation agencies. The breakdown is 15 million provided each year from 2022 to 2026. So again, I'm gonna reread this so you can get what this is saying. It says state and local pilot program. This includes 75 million provided from the federal government to regional, state, and local transportation agencies. So if this is gonna be a federal government tax, because those are federal government roads, they're going to collect the tax, but they're going to kick it out to the state and local. So this is another means to keep this punk ass system going. Uh, it says, why does the infrastructure package include a vehicle's miles travel fee? And then people will sit up there and argue with the fact that they fucking free. It says, according to the infrastructure package, the goal of the vehicle miles travel fee is to test the feasibility of a road usage fee. Yeah, that slick tongue devil. I don't even know what did that talk about? Another goal, according to the infrastructure bill, is to conduct, and that's Esau E for you. Look, he just switched it up that quick. He said some shit, but didn't explain what it is. According to the infrastructure package, the goal of the vehicle miles travel fee is to test the feasibility of a road usage fee. So basically, they saying they about to test this pilot program to see if it's feasible. Another goal, according to the infrastructure bill, is to conduct public education and outreach to increase public awareness regarding the need for user-based alternative revenue mechanisms for surface transportation programs. Okay, where do you have to start paying a vehicle's miles travel fee? This is only a pilot program for a vehicle miles travel fee. And I'm not for sure if brothers are aware what a pilot program is. Like you got pilot programs that was set up in other cities, in other states, that was actually UBI. I think one of them was Stockton, California. They went and took so many people that were homeless and gave them literally like this was way prior to when people was hearing about UBI or stimulus packages. You know what I mean? They went. You can go look that up in Stockton, California, where I forgot how many people they took, but they just set them on they just start giving them reoccurring monthly payments. I forgot how much it was. I think it was like $1,000 or something. And then basically these people, some of them homeless or whatnot, took that money and because they was testing to see if it was workable, if it was doable. The next step was that's just like with China with what they digital UI. You know what I mean? They ain't just implemented completely into their system. They literally are. It's like a pilot program. They're testing it first to make sure it's feasible. It's going to work. This is only a pilot program for a vehicle miles travel fee. Therefore, following the completion of a pilot program, the Biden administration may or may not implement a vehicle miles travel fee. They saying they may or may not, but usually, like I said, at the end of the day, if they go spend money or doing this shit, you know what I mean? They go literally like they doing it for a reason, you know. Biden administration may or may not implement the vehicle miles travel fee. For the pilot programs, there will be volunteers from all 50 states, including both passenger and commercial vehicles. The drivers would have their miles tracked with GPS and data apps, for example, that would track their miles driven for a certain time period. And you already know that. I mean, I don't know how that will work, but like it's crazy because when I was just incarcerated, I was around a lot of people that do transportation for a living, and you know, 9 times out of 10, they probably would make their company pay for that. But who's to say? You know what I mean? Like, because you know, they taxing the driver. So how you don't know that they're going to set up something where it's automatically taxed to your driver's license or something? You know, because like right now, you see how these corporations are literally like, you know, they playing like gods, like way. So you know what I mean. Like the corporations are getting more and more power. So you know what I mean. I can see, you know, that's why they always get up out of certain things and the loopholes set up for when you have a corporation status. You know, people don't even understand what goes all into that. Like, if I'd have knew a lot of the stuff I know now back then, I would have set up one. I knew a nigga that set up one. You know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of things you can do, you know, which some would deem illegal, but it's not really illegal based on they fucked up ass. It's like the Matrix, you know what I mean? Like, you bending laws. That's how they all look at it, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, just in this course situation I'm going through, these motherfuckers told me the Matrix. We have the Matrix. I say, what? You right. Wow, you just motherfuckers just making up shit. Okay, the Matrix. It said, will the vehicle's miles tax replace the gasoline tax? It depends. So you know you taxed on gas. Okay, just like you tax sales tax and whatnot. So this is another tax. Why wouldn't they pass this? It depends. A vehicle miles tax could replace a gasoline tax, or it could be implemented in addition to gasoline tax. So you heard what it said. It said it could replace it, or more than likely, it will be implemented along with it. Because they don't give a fuck if you struggling. It just show you how they don't give a fuck. It's literally they cut money that people they gave all these people this money, right? Got them used to it, fattened their ass up, and they took it away. Is a vehicle miles driven fee a good idea? There are pros and cons. We're gonna skip that. Vehicle miles driven advantage. Supporters say that the advantage of a vehicle miles driven fee include vehicles disadvantages. Let's get to that. Opponents say that the disadvantages of a vehicle's mile driven fee include privacy concerns, namely that the government could track citizens' movements, including where and when they drive, administratively difficult since every driver in the U.S. will need a device installed in their vehicle to track how many miles they drive. And but why is that so difficult to like believe? Because you got to remember, this is the same government that gave everybody a fucking tapped ass cell phone. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to remember, like, you know, now that the government owns a lot of these manufacturers, people don't even understand why Ford was building ventilators and making Ford masks and shit like that. Is because, you know, basically they was bailed out and bought out by the government. So it's no longer a private corporation. It's, you know, the government owns that, which is actually illegal by they laws and shit. Disparate impact as rural drivers tend to drive more on average and could therefore pay more than their urban and suburban counterparts. There are other permutations and combinations to a potential vehicle miles driven fee. For example, there could be different fees for urban versus rural drivers or commercial versus passenger vehicles. There could be other adjustments for vehicle weight or type of road, as well as different fees during rush hour and non-rush hour times, for example. And like I said, at the end of the day, this is all to actually generate some kind of more income. Because like I said, you know, I remember when I first was getting into HVAC, and you know, being a newbie and not knowing shit, I'm up there like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand that Freon can just do that to the atmosphere. And then I was talking to certain guys that did it for years, and they like, come on, like for real, like you know what I mean? Like that shit ain't go, you know what I mean? Like the Earth has sustained and survived a lot more shit than you know what I mean. So I mean, a lot of this shit is bullshit for real. But at the end of the day, that is an unrighteous decree, being that they go pass another fee or create another tax based on people that's already struggling now, because most people struggling. Yeah, you got some people that's well off to do. When we saw the pandemic, you had a brother that works in the restaurant industry. He's like certain places he was delivering to. He wasn't delivering to the hood, so he like these motherfuckers. They wasn't really worried like that. Or he was like talking about with the holidays. He like the holidays. You go to Jake neighborhood. Literally, you look like you could tell they done bought all this food and liquor and shit like that. He go to the Edomite neighborhoods and they buy pizza. So as opposed to Jake spending $600-700 for that one day, Esau at that time was actually okay. We spent $100 on some pizzas. You know what I mean? Because I mean, was aware something was happening. You know what I mean? Well, I got a couple scriptures that made me think about. Let me see. Talk about, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 94. 94 verse 20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. So the throne of iniquity is the Esau is this court system. You know what I mean? You know, basically speaking from experience, you know what I mean? Like literally, I was just in there watching people based on their laws. You have 90 days, and a certain you have time limits. They said based on the fact of the COVID, literally that they're not no longer doing speedy trials. So these people literally telling people in their face that you know what, at the same time though, they literally talking about this is the new world order. So you know what I mean, like you can't, the shock value is lightweight gone. You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting to see a chariot or a angel or a demon come fuck something up. Then the shock value will be back for a moment. You know what I mean? Like, but all the shit that Esau doing and how people about to be, that's not very shocking to me. Uh, This is Book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. So, right now, this man is basically putting that vice-like grip on everything because, like I said, they're passing legislation daily. Like I made mention of in New York, you can't do this without at least one of the vaccines. You can't in California. They're requiring teachers to actually be vaccinated or have dealt with Vanessa. I just saw the article this morning about you ain't gonna be able to travel unless you fully vaccinated. You know what I mean? So these are the policies that this devil is putting in place to like try to secure his position in his order. So and right now it's gonna prosper to a certain extent because you gonna have like I was just literally in there. The way that they got the county designed is literally like they give you the 14 days of they calling themselves they doing it for your benefit. The intake to keep you away from getting the COVID. Yeah, still they give you a bucky. You know what I mean? They don't clean the bitch up at all. Like like the people in there is literally upset, and usually it's not the COs that clean the area. It's the inmates. They literally not cleaning. So you talking about like it's like I mean it's comical to a certain extent, and it is not. You know what I mean? Like it's really frustrating. Like, and I was talking to a brother. He was literally saying like the Most High is about to put a spirit on these people to snap. And it's crazy because they did that test yesterday. What I mean, and brothers start bringing up movies like Kinsman. My sister in the world literally like a month, couple months, like maybe like 6 months ago, had told me about that movie Cell. And I never knew it was like that. I never knew it was like a zombie apocalypse movie. So it's deep. You know what I mean? Like, but he said literally, you wait for these people to snap. And when you go into music and frequencies and whatnot, yeah, that shit is real. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole science in within itself. It says, Salaki for the digression, it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. So right now, with these laws as he's enacting, he's causing, he's solidifying well, he can't solidify anything because this new world order thing is not gonna come to fruition like that. I mean, it's gonna fail. It tells you that in the scriptures, the book of Job, chapter 20. Uh, it says, "And he shall magnify himself in his heart," but by him, you know, like setting up certain legislation and seeing people get it, literally, that's gonna make him even more proud. What I mean? Because you gotta remember, he's already a proud devil, but he gonna be even. I mean, his pride is gonna be, he. I mean, exalted. He gonna be. He gonna be. No, not exalted. He gonna be. He gonna become prouder. Put it like that. And by peace shall destroy many. He's destroying people without even really lifting a hand because, like I said, to mandate these max, he has convinced and manipulated the minds of these weaker minded people to the point, like literally, you got to be a weak minded individual to literally, like I don't wear it over my nose. You know what I mean? Like I'll get into a verbal altercation with somebody when they try to like. I mean, because I mean, as soon as I put it on, I can't breathe. So if I can't breathe, I know you can't breathe, and anybody else is wearing it. But you see these stupid ass people wearing it. You know how goofy you gotta be to actually. That's why your body actually reacts in certain kind of ways to let you know something ain't right. So what the fuck would you keep? Uh, but he's destroying so many people because you got people that's literally walking around. I mean, killing themselves. You know what kind of sick, sadistic, like because literally, like, I mean, I ain't trying to speak up nothing bad, but like, come on, like, I mean, if any place supposed to have that shit, like, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I didn't even bring out this testimony. In the county right now, the whole fucking trustee pod supposed to have this shit. So these are the people that literally deal with your food, deal with your fucking the clothes, washing the clothes, all that, right? How the fuck ain't everybody in there ain't sick then? It says, I mean, I know through the grace of Yahweh Shemi Ashah, call Allah Yahweh Shemi Ashah, he can protect the believers. But come on, like that, if your staff, the staff that deals with everything, they're gonna deal with all the inmates in the jail. How the fuck everybody ain't got it? It's Salaki for my Swahili. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And that's the pride of this devil. That's like I'm just not understanding this. That if he will magnify himself or the pride, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, his pride is gonna be so lifted up. Yeah, only a proud motherfucker. How you gonna fight against? How you gonna fight against? You can't fight against us. I mean, if you ever dealt with anything spiritual, you can't. I mean, and we ain't even came into the times where spirits whooping your ass or fucking with you. Really, like you know what I mean? Like, so how you gonna fight against the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords? You know, that's hilarious. I got one last scripture. Where is it at? Oh, I think that's it, right? Oh no, it's right here. The book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 10. I'm gonna start. This is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 10, verse. I'm gonna start at 3. And the unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. I'm gonna skip to verse 7. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So, I mean, I brought that out to say this, man, right now at this time, you got this red Hebrew Edomite, this devil. He saw Edom ruling, and like I said, it's enough scriptures to explain to you about his pride. I just was going into Daniel about his heart will be magnified, so he gonna even get even more proud. And I could literally say this firsthand knowledge. I've been homeless, so to watch, I remember being homeless, and you would be around these fucking devils, and we're homeless. We on the street. We should be humbled. They still proud, raggedy, smelling like, whatever the fuck, raggedy clothes on. I remember it was this one Edomite bitch. This bitch, you could see the demon on her. My demon hated her. That's one thing wrong with it. But I'm like, and then when I started looking at her spirit, I'm like, yeah, there's something off on this bitch. Like that bitch, you could like, I'm talking about the black under the eyes. And anyway, like we had this soup kitchen, and the soup kitchen, it's all Edomites running that bitch, and she acted demonic right there. She talking to him crazy and shit like that. And they still trying to help her. And it was just funny. Like I never forget that shit. But like I say, the clothes, the her coat. What's that called? The lining inside of it. It was all falling out the shit. You know what I mean? And she talking to him crazy. That's what I was just like, damn, these motherfuckers ain't humble at all. How you gonna be lowly, looking like shit, and still talking shit? You know? I mean, Jake do it too, but not to the extent like I say that one. But point being, I was just saying how proud they are at the end of the day. And you see this place, the kingdom being translated now. No, this place going down. You know what I mean? No matter how much Jake or Esau or whoever the fuck all these Babylonians that's praying for this place to come back and become great again. Trump showed you that it ain't great. Trump got the love. What he gonna get out of this shit? Then, right? You know what I mean? This shit over with. Like it's no bouncing back. You know what I mean? So with that, I'm gonna end the lesson. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws and to the statutes of your heritage, to come back to Yahweh Shem Shah. Um, if not, you shall be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem, Chakados Bakatham, double honors to apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth. Pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aqua, to the Akim, about the listen, the learning, Lord willing, it was edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. And wa shalom.